Alright, welcome to part 30 of the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword playthrough. Continuing on with the 5th dungeon after we just beat the mini-boss and we now have the bow and arrow. It's weird that we get the bow and arrow this late into the game. This is dungeon 5. And usually the bow and arrow is usually like a dungeon 1 or dungeon 2 item in any other game.
Yeah, usually pretty early on in Zelda games, you would get some kind of like item to shoot projectiles, like a bow or something.
Yeah. I mean, in this game, we still get a projectile shooting thing near the beginning of the game. It's a slingshot. But yeah. after you get the bow and arrow, the slingshot becomes superfluous. You don't need it. Unless you want to stun enemies from a distance for whatever reason instead of outright killing them. I mean, sure. But, like, yeah. The bow and arrow is ultimately a replacement. That's what it was in Ocarina of Time, but, you know, you were young Link and you couldn't use the bow.
Yeah.
Only adult Link can do that. A bow and arrow is a man's weapon, not a freaking gooey slingshot, whatever. Even though most people can't use a slingshot correctly. It's weird, but it's kind of whatever. But yeah, the sand chip has exactly one time shift stone controlling the past and present with this thing. It is at the very tip top of this mast here. And so you're going to have to figure out how to activate puzzles with that with only striking the one time shift stone that this place has. And so that's where the bow and arrow comes very handy. Oh yeah, you can also pick up your enemy's arrows. Yay.
Yeah, neat.
I think Breath of the Wild lets you do that too. I don't remember.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild lets you do that.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. A precursor element. Because this game does have a lot of those precursor elements that Breath of the Wild would use better. Yeah, I shot that one in the dick. That was funny. Well, yeah, it should be stressed here that fighting these guys up so high is kind of dangerous, but I'm doing it anyways because you can't get knocked off there and take the fall damage.
I see.
So, if you want to play extremely safe, you can just, you know, shoot your arrow. But I guess I decided not to because I'm a Resident Evil player.
Yeah, you're a Resident Evil player. You don't waste ammo.
I don't waste ammo. No, not at all. In fact, earlier today, I decided to play The Last of Us again, and so far, I've only fired my gun once.
Yeah.
Because I don't need to do that. I'm the Resident Evil player. To be fair, ammo is it's more scarce in that game than it usually is in a typical Resident Evil game. But that's kind of whatever, because the game actually has actual melee combat, unlike Resident Evil games. So that's the alternative. But it's whatever, it's fun. Oh yeah, and that little ladder right there is the dungeon exit. You can only exit out of it when it's in the past or the present, or no, I think technically when it's all colorized and futurized like this is technically the past, because all the sand stuff is the present. So you can only leave the sand ship in the present because I can figure if you left it when it was in the past. That would just circumvent a lot of the puzzle solving, which the game doesn't want you to do. Yeah, so I can see why they did that there. I'm actually going after one of the optional things over here. Yeah. For the long while, I actually never knew this part of the ship was actually a thing. But then I decided to, actually climb onto the poop deck. I think that's what that is. So, yeah. What am I drawing this time?
I was gonna say, what are we gonna draw today?
Oh, look, I'm actually drawing an arrow. And what do I get? Oh, I got arrows. Hey, cool.
Who would have thunk it?
I would love it if, like, I draw an arrow. Oh, I got bombs instead.
Yeah, I don't know. That arrow looks awfully like a bomb.
Climb back up. Booyah. And booyah. There we go.
Spider Link. Spider Link.
That's what Haver a Spiderling can. Can he swing from the ledge? I mean, I guess he can because he got a dungeon item. So. Yeah, that's cool. Oh yeah, the lifeboat there, it is the way of getting inside and outside the boat without having to, because I think with the time shift zone, some areas become locked and vice versa because of the present time that it needs to be at. So using that lifeboat will help circumvent a lot of puzzle solving and a lot of backtracking too. So it's fun. So yeah, now all the halls are nifty and colorized and
Yeah.
it actually looks pretty instead of the freaking brown and yellow. Yep. Yeah, trying to do the finishing strike when the enemy's inside the wall is kind of finicky. Like so.
Yeah, it's probably kind of hard to lock onto anything if you can barely even see it.
Yeah. Or it's like the certain part that the reticle targets of the body has clipped through the wall. So it's not going to make you clip through the wall. Yeah, otherwise, you know, you'd be stuck there. So don't do that. And also a neat thing about the sand ship, it's like probably the only dungeon in the game that, you know, its door transitions are just regular old wooden doors instead of those stone temple doors that you have to like freaking hoist with your entire body.
Yeah.
So it's fun. It's neat like that. It's an aesthetical difference, which I appreciate. The door. Yeah, one of the things that I do just combat wise with Bokoblin specifically is that I do a jump slash because it can actually circumvent some of the puzzle solving aspect by doing a jump slash and then a spinning slash if need be. Is generally how I like to approach enemies in this game specifically. It's not something that I usually do in the other 3D games to my remembrance. I think I do a jump slash usually, but maybe not a spin slash follow-up. Because some of the other games, to do a spin slash, you have to like rotate the stick, then press the button. It's doable, but not exactly something I want to do, you know? Right. Okay. Yep. Oh, I hear my phone. I couldn't find my phone last time. Oh, it's right behind me. I'm a dope.
Yeah.
I was like looking all over for it. It's like because I want to see the meme. And then I heard my alarm go off. Oh yeah, no, it's right behind me. I'm smart. Yeah, now we have to go to the 2 power generators because what we want to do right now is free all the pirates from their own brig because the monsters locked them up there. So if we get to shut off the 2 power generators, That would be good. Yeah. Pull the block, push the block. Another thing that I usually do when I'm like either pushing blocks or climbing ladders is that I reset the camera like behind me immediately, so all I have to do is push up on the stick. So
That's pretty fair.
yeah, so I won't have to push in any other direction if I come at it from a weird camera angle. So I like to do that in this game, especially since remember this game didn't originally have manual camera control. It does now. It does now with the use of the right stick, but initially you didn't. So what you'd have to do, usually with consoles and systems that lack manual camera control or a right stick, they usually have some way to. I've said this word a lot this session. Circumvent, yeah, because it's a fun word. It's a cross between venting and circumcision. Anyways, yeah, it's a fun word.
My favorite combination of words.
Exactly. Yeah. No. They usually have a camera reset button to circumvent that problem. Although it does make me question in a game like Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. I just recently played that for the first time on its original hardware, not the HD remaster, the PSP, the OG PSP version. The system that lacks a right stick. So if you wanted to do manual camera control, you'd have to use the D-pad, because movement is on the stick, but camera control's on the D-pad, the same side. So
yeah, that would be a little awkward.
yeah, so in a specific with that game in particular, you can have it. There are 3 different types of camera control things, which is neat. Like they say, you can set it to either Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops, which was the other PSP game that had, it's the same camera control there, or you can set it to Metal Gear Solid 4, which is weird. I don't know why they phrase it like that, but it's essentially you have the camera on the face buttons, the other side of the controller.
Yeah.
I don't know why they phrase it like Metal Gear Solid 4, because Solid 4 is a traditional third-person shooter where, camera controls on the right stick. Besides the point. And then the other camera control, which I don't remember how exactly they laid it out, it was Monster Hunter.
Really?
Yeah, because Peace Walker and specifically had some crossover elements with Monster Hunter. So back in the early 2010s, Monster Hunter was collabing with Konami. But now that Konami is not a good company anymore, they started doing Monster Hunter stuff with Sonic.
Yeah, this.
But yeah, no, there are some crossover missions where in Peace Walker you could you can have a boss fight with Rathalos and all that. So yeah, I never did those, but whatever. The point is that there are lots of camera control options for that game. So that's fun and neat and dandy. I went with the Portable Ops one because I felt it was the one that I was used to, because I did play Portable Ops. Not a good game, by the way, but the camera system wasn't that bad. I only used the D-pad camera when I was at a standstill, but for moving and stuff like that, just like this game and all the other console Zelda games that don't have a right stick, there's a camera reset button, which is usually the left trigger or whatever, to put the camera right behind you. That was a long explanation just to get to that last point. Yeah, have a camera reset button, because usually for games that have a camera reset button, I use that as my quick turn, because i.e. the Resident Evil player, most of the games, at least 3 going onward, has a quick turn button where if you pull back on the stick and press the run button, you can do a 180-degree turn, you and the camera. So that's fun and neat and dandy. So a way to replicate that in games that don't have a dedicated quick turn, I just use the camera reset button. Because camera control philosophy is important. Because otherwise we wouldn't have gotten games like Mario 64 and onwards. In fact, Mario 64 was the first game to actually call the camera a camera. Just so that the player could understand what 3D gaming was going to be like. Now we're in the very below, like the very basement parts of the ships. As you can see, we're directly underneath the brig. So we need to figure out a way to get onto the side with all the other pirates that we need to free. Yeah. Oh my god, okay. Thought I was gonna get crushed. That's happened a couple times before. I don't think I did it in this part though. Hopefully not. Oh man. Whee! Yeah. The whip is still used. It was primarily used for the last dungeon, but it can still be used. Oh boy, I just found the pirate's booty. Oh, look at all those treasure chests. Oh man.
The jackpot.
Look at that
jackpot. Oh my god.
See,
I can't wait for all the different 7-second cutscenes.
Oh, yeah, this does take a while, don't it? Oh yeah. So, I've gotten 2 useless items, a big rupee. What's in here? Yeah, silver rupee. Hey, let's go. Let's get it. Next, and finally, shit, I'm not gonna use. Oh, yeah, well, it would have been nice if the game didn't have all the extra item stuff for, you know, crafting better potions and stronger dungeon items and all that. I would have cared more, but it's not something I'm primarily interested in. I've actually haven't researched at all, like, what the stronger dungeon items do, since, you know, they serve their purpose, you know? I don't need an upgrade to swing from that vine with the whip, you know? So, like, I think the only one that I have seen from, like, some other dude's playthrough is that the beetle. You can upgrade that so it can actually have a turbo button. So, you know, make it go faster.
Yeah.
I knew I should have gotten the turbo. I think that's the only one I've ever looked at, but as far as the other ones, I don't know. I'd assume with stuff like the bomb bag, the bow and arrow, it'd be a higher, you know, ammo capacity, because that just seems to be the thing. But I don't know. Maybe they'd be stronger, bigger blast radius, maybe. I don't know, because there are some items in the game that do increase the max capacity if I cared about them. I don't know, the default bow and arrow gives you 30 arrows. That's a pretty healthy amount. You are free, my brother. Go now. Be free. There we go. Yay. At least the basement. Oh, you might get crushed. No. And we never saw him again. You can't go out, you know, the proper way because we're currently in the pass and there's an electrical barrier. Yeah. Yeah, for being a prequel game, Skyward Sword is the only game, at least before Breath of the Wild, that has electricity.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah. Yeah, the only one for the electricity, and it's because the electricity is only present in the time shift stone past. So now that it's the president, there's no electricity anymore, I guess. So weird, huh? Maybe that theory of Tears of the Kingdom being a Skyward Sword prequel. Maybe.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, maybe there's actually some more merit to that than we thought.
Maybe. I don't know. It's just always funny seeing all the prequel games or quote unquote prequel whatever have more advanced technology than the original stuff.
Yeah.
You always wonder what happened. Oh, the developers just wanted to make something cool and kind of forgot where it fits into the story. Oh, I get it.
Yeah, I hit being probably.
I mean, that's most likely what happened.
Because with the story we technically have right now, yeah, it definitely seems like like they had technology in the old games and then they just kind of downgraded in later ones.
Yeah. So it's always weird. I mean, I think we'd be surprised to learn about like how much, memorable gaming content those are the first ideas before a story was even conceived, you know?